Time for the trilogy, fucking finally.
So yeah, the before trilogy, we're finally starting. Sunrise, Sunset, and Midnight by Richard Linklater. He's made movies that vary in quality.
Such as.
He made a movie called Waking Life, which is a rotoscoped movie about existentialism.
Okay.
He made Boyhood,
Oh, Boyhood. Oh, I know that
that
one.
I've never seen.
I've seen parts of it. Ain't bad.
He made Dazed and Confused. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, hell yeah. That one's really not. It's fun in the moment, but
Dazed and Confused is okay.
it's hard to remember a lot of it, but like, man, just that.
I've-
All right. Really
I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch, but I couldn't tell you anything that happens in it.
It's kind of just like a vibes movie. It's like a way more. It's like imagine an overstimulated Wong Kar-wai. That's what that movie feels like. But the vibe instead isn't slow and like introspective. It's more just wild and unpredictable.
So the inspiration for this movie, Before Sunrise, came from when Richard Linklater had a similar experience in I forget if it's Austria or Germany. I forget which country, but he met someone on a train and he spent a whole day with them. And after the day, they exchanged numbers and spoke to each other afterward for a couple of years, and then suddenly he never heard from her again. So he made this movie, Before Sunrise, as a way of trying to find her.
Oh.
But he never did. And in 2010, I think it was, sometime in the 2010s, someone related to the woman reached out to him and told him that she died in a motorcycle accident 3 months before the original movie released.
Oh my god.
Once you hear that story, it makes this a whole lot more depressing.
You know, it does remind me of, in my past, there have been a handful of times where I've met people one-off, and I've had a similar situation where I like exchange numbers, we talk for a bit, then just nothing happens. Very brief one though. So before I met my current girlfriend, who I love very much, and wouldn't trade her for the world, there was this one girl, her name was I think. I started the gym a bunch. There were a couple times where like she wanted to use a machine, she kind of stopped to tap me for like a few minutes. It was very casual, nothing really too interesting, but I did eventually ask for a number and we started talking and we just kind of didn't really vibe well. Our interests really didn't match. And anytime we saw each other at the gym after that, it was just like little waves and that was about it. Or just, hey, nice to see you. Like, it was friendly. It was mutual.
That's sad.
It's the way it is. I mean, I'll keep that story in mind though. That's fucking sad though.
It's really sad. And I can't totally relate to it.
Eh. Interesting violin. Or it sounds like they're like sheepish, like they're all shy.
Then Hawk,
The movie, no way.
it's the guy from Gattaca.
Ooh, I like the. When was this made again?
95.
Kind of looks similar to Good Will Hunting in a way, actually.
Kind of.
But then again, it's a pretty standard for the time. So Ethan Hawke looks so young. Oh my god,
Mustaches.
not great. It looks like some of the guys who tried to like try mustaches like back in high school and college. Imagine this couple was foreshadowing.
Actually, kind of is, now that I think about it.
He knew it.
But not until like the third movie.
How do you speak such good English?
I speak freedom.
You're American? You know, my parents never really spoken of the possibility of my falling in love or getting married or having children.
Damn, awful parents.
I mean, that is healthier.
I want to keep talking to you. You know, I have no idea what your situation is, but I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, right. Well, great. And if I turn out to be some kind of psycho, you know, you just get on the next train. All right, all right.
If.
Think of it like this.
Let's say you should propose that as an if. There's a theater kid. He does look like it.
He
Oh my
does look
god.
like it.
Your outfit completely changed. I like the green.
Okay. All right. First question.
Oh, that is not smooth. Ooh. We got 500 days of summer, 500 days of summer.
There's even a listening booth over there.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a record store with a listening
No,
booth.
I've never seen that either.
Fuck me. Oh, it breaks me though that I feel like I've felt exactly what like he's feeling right now. God. Ah. A great song choice.
Oh, what a great date. A graveyard.
Now I'm 10 years older and she's still 13, I guess.
It's a good line. It might be my favorite line so far.
That's
This
the
reminds me of a good
planet.
night I once had. It wasn't with like a partner though. I was actually far away from them at the time. I was sitting on a Ferris wheel and I looked at the sunset and all I could think of was just how much I wish he was there.
My therapist is gonna have a lot to hear.
She's gonna be so sick of your shit. Oh man. You're never going back to America, bud. Would you say that I kind of feel
I
like
think that
this
really shaped the way I
dialogue
think. I
feels a
always
little
saw
like
the
on the
world
same
as this
wavelength as
place
Good Will
where
Hunting
I
a
really
little
was
bit?
meant.
Kind of.
Like, just a lot of stories, really. Like, why'd you open your eyes during it? That was weird. You don't do that.
Who does kiss with their eyes open?
You are an adventurer.
Like she said, Avenger.
She does sound like she's saying Avenger. This must have been such like a fun movie to film, though. I mean, it also kind of feels like quasi like a documentary a little bit too, with some of the shots.
I'd probably be hanging around the airport reading old magazines, crying in my coffee because you didn't come with me.
Oh, oh.
Oh. Ah.
Something about me bugs you?
Uh-oh.
Tell me.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
It's always the guy. It's always the guy who just...
If I had
They're always insecure.
Man.
About to stick.
Sorry, what'd you just say?
I'm about to stick a fork in an electric.
I was about to bash my head against my monitor.
I think that's when I fell for him. Just the idea of this. And he's so cute. He has beautiful blue eyes, nice pink lips.
This would be the absolute worst thing to watch on Valentine's Day.
All right, so here's the plan.
Man.
Right? You're gonna.
I would not stop crying for like a year straight if this was me. This is a really good song. Are you okay? I can hear the pain. No. No. Fuck, man. That's a 10 from me.
Yeah.
Would you say it's a 7?
I said 10.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like, yeah, 7.
Oh, it's a 10. I've been crying.
I knew it.
That's why I haven't really said a whole lot.
You know what I said from my like La La Land like review on Letterboxd? Like reminds me of the love I've had, the love I'm afraid to lose. This movie reminds me of both the love I've had, but also the love I know other versions of me are probably lucky to still have. I have genuinely like no problems with this. This is about as good as La La Land to me, if not in some ways even a titch better. I know you said I liked this, but even I didn't see this coming. I mean, like, they didn't see each other coming. I mean, like, it feels like it's written by someone who actually, like, experienced it. You're right. Brilliant all around. I know most of the movie, the like, 95% of the movie is just their conversations, but they're so well written, they're so well acted, and even though Ethan Hawke isn't really one of my favorite actors, I still think he pulls off this role really well. You feel for him, dude, and you feel with him.
I spent most of this movie thinking about that date I had.
I think that's probably what you're supposed to feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it is kind of a similar thing because it was a one-day thing.
And even then, I mean, it was still real for what it was.
Yeah.
That's kind of what love is. I mean, that's no matter how long, I mean, it's around, it's something real and felt. And it'd be an understatement to call it just magnetic or radiant. It's every time you experience it, it changes your life a little bit. It completely flips your expectations and your aspirations up on their head, because that's how I felt. They were with each other for over a day. Yeah, I mean, this movie is very like dreamy and very much like it's both very real but also exists as a bit of a fantasy, but at the same time it's not unrealistic. It feels so real to me. I think a movie like this goes to show that you don't even need like the most like elaborate cinematography or even like the most going on is for a movie to be a masterpiece.
It's pretty raw, I would say. It just kind of captures what Vienna's like in '95 pretty well.
Mm-hmm. The magic of it all too. I remember there was a day in a park. It was mid-September last year when my girlfriend and I went to this park by her house. For the first time, I was able to talk about like some of the harder parts of the latter half of high school and my struggle starting at college and the reason I started writing songs. She looked at me with such acceptance and understanding, and like as I was telling it, she lived it alongside with me.
Yeah, I've experienced something like that too. When I was on that date, we were having a moment. We were just talking about like mental health and stuff that we had both
Mhm.
experienced, and I had talked about how I've never truly liked myself and have always hated aspects about myself. And as I was describing these things to her, she had stopped me and said, "Why would you think that about yourself? There's nothing wrong with you."
She was right.
Which is something that I haven't really heard that much, but
A lot of people don't ever. It's funny the timing of it too, because you were just called a perfectionist by your doctor.
yeah, yeah,
But
which kind of, I guess, fits now.
the real love, I mean, I think the love they did have in this, and the kinds of love you and I have had, I mean, it never comes from, at least the genuine. If it's genuine, it never comes from a place of making someone be who you imagine them to be. It's you look at them the way they are, and even if they think there's something wrong, you just see them, and in that moment, there, and in all the moments afterwards, there's just nothing else you could ever need.
Yeah,
I think the real masterful part of this movie is just how spontaneous it all was, and I think that's why it all feels so real, because it is often, at least from what I've seen, the most unforeseen things that end up being the most impactful.
that might be why I connect with it a lot, because to me that day was very spontaneous. It was kind of out of my control.
I think self-worth is a thing that you and I both struggle a lot with, and
That's something we've been talking with my therapist about for the past couple weeks. Oh God, what is the next one gonna do to me? Because I remember the next one was my favorite. Before Sunset, coming out 9 years later in 2009. Wait, no, not 2009, 2004. Oh, I said 9 because it was 9 years after.
nice work.
Because each movie is 9 years apart.
Yes. And
I don't know.
look, this is your favorite initially.
This is the favorite, and this is also from like a critic standpoint, is the most like well praised.
Fuck you, WB.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
Warner Independent Pictures.
This is a lot warmer than the last one.
It is.
So was it intentional for them to just not like release something and release them for 9 years? Like
I think so.
that was deliberate.
That had to have been deliberate because he did it twice. Because Before Midnight came out in 2013. Wow, Before Sunset. I hope nothing depressing happens this time.
Oh, gee. Wonder what this is supposed to be representing. That is such like a 2000s hairstyle too, like the spiky hair that's super short.
It does give off 2000s vibes. It'd be even worse if he had frosted tips.
Oh God.
If he looked like fucking Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Instant. All his life is just folding in on itself, and it's a lie.
Damn.
Can you just say you have a plane to catch?
I think you both know you're not going to catch it. Hell yeah, we're back to long takes of them just yapping.
Yes.
We're back.
It's like watching a live podcast.
Damn, wonder where you got that idea from.
Did you show up in Vienna that December?
Oh, no.
Nosedive since then, but I mean, it's not a problem.
No, you
Come on, have some self-respect.
Totally not a problem.
Yeah, I just showed up to the place I thought I'd meet the love of my life again. Yeah, she didn't show up. That didn't hurt at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only had four suicide attempts after that, but you know, it's all fine.
Reading something knowing that the character in the story is based on you, it's both.
It's got to be a weird experience.
Yeah,
Really lucky to be doing a job I like.
Gee, I wish I could say the same.
I wish I could say the same.
I don't know.
That is an awful shirt, dude.
A lot of things I miss about the US.
Yeah, like
Jeez,
what?
yeah, what do you miss?
Elaborate.
The overall good mood people have there.
What?
In New York?
They're the rudest people.
I like getting older.
Said no one ever.
Your birthday is just a reminder that you're one step closer to the grave.
Memory's a wonderful thing if you don't have to deal with the past.
Pretty good sentence, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I worry that I'll get to the end of my life feeling I haven't done all I wanted to do.
Oh God, I know that feeling.
Do you have kids?
Oh,
Yes, too. Oh, shit!
What?
I left them in the car with the windows up. It was 6 months ago. You think they're okay?
oh, like that's crazy. Gee, what could have been? Oh no.
I'm serious. I think I wrote
it in a way to try to find you.
Gee, wonder where that's inspired by.
For me, it's better I don't romanticize things as much anymore.
Oh, I wish I could not do that.
Men go out with me, we break up, and then they get married. And later they call me to thank me for teaching them what love is. And
Oh my god.
help them to care and respect
Jesus.
women.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wrong, you know, that I can't keep living like this. That there's got
Oh, I like that.
And I think that
Hmm.
I want to try something.
Aw.
I want to see if you stay
Hmm.
together.
I'm gonna be sitting in the airport for over an hour reading the newspaper, all right? Wishing you played me one of your songs.
Kind of the same line he said in the first one. It was like, if I get off, I'll forever regret not asking you to come with me or something like that. I like that little parallel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this movie looks a lot warmer than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that also kind of makes it seem a little more dreamlike.
It's a cozy looking place.
I have 3 songs in English.
Only 3. You gotta get on. Gotta get on that.
Boyfriend?
You gotta have an album ready.
Let me sing you a waltz about this one night stand.
Oh.
It was for you just a one night thing.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
So this is when it started.
Here we go.
A nice song though.
It's beautiful.
One single night with you, little Jesse.
Wait, isn't his name?
Yeah, it is his name.
I have no
Oh wait, I forgot. I always called him Ethan Hawke.
My heart will stay yours until I die.
Damn.
Oof. That's a heavy line.
Baby, you are gonna miss that plane.
I know.
And he leaves before sunset. It was never. Oh,
And that's it.
that was a bit abrupt.
Well, he said, I know that he's gonna miss his plane.
I'm not gonna lie. I still think I like before sunset a bit more.
Or sunrise, you mean?
Sunrise, shit.
That's fair.
Yeah, I still think I like the first one a bit more.
I can't decide, to be honest, what I like more.
Like, the characters got more complicated in this one, and I appreciate the fact that they both kind of actually had, like, some lives outside of each other after that night, which makes sense, of course, but they play each other still off just as well. Even though things happen, and their chemistry is still so vibrant and there, and you can't help but want them to actually, like, make something work, even though, like, they're both, like, in committed relationships at this point. It's just a bitch of, what happened to them.
Right.
Their connection never really went away. I don't really have the most to say about this one outside of the fact that I liked the tint, like just the warmness to it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like it takes place in the summertime.
Where the dialogue in the first movie felt kind of nostalgic to me. This one feels a lot more present with me. There's only one person who I've been with who I had any contact with after he split up, and it was a conversation not just of like kind of getting to know like where we were at, just because we were curious, but also just like knowing that we didn't have any animosity towards each other for how things went. We were able to give each other closure, and while that is not all what happened here, I love the way they caught up. I love the way just most of the first movie they were just vibing along with each other just fine, but the moments of conflict were there, but they were kind of brushed aside because they both knew they weren't really going to see each other again. But this one, it's all up front, and I like that as an interesting like characteristic of how this movie's defined, because I feel like how you want it to happen is like seeing them again is obviously part of it, and they definitely made some hints towards that with the book, and how neither of them really moved on, or with that song in with his book. I guess all I can say is I have no idea how Before Midnight's gonna go. I'm gonna give this one, I think, a 9.
That's fair.
While I do like it a titch less than the first, I think it's a really strong movie just even by itself. I mean, I think for the way this trilogy is kind of operating, it's a perfect middle point.
Yeah.
Perfect second act to the whole thing.
I would give it. I'm gonna give it a 10.
You give it a 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10. So I think maybe Sunrise might be better, but it's super close.
Yeah, I think honestly, when it comes to Before Midnight and how that's going to play in this whole thing, for one thing, it's going to be just how that movie's just executed, just with its own story, its own merits. But I think the first movie it just stands perfectly on its own, just for its own story, and I think it's probably
Sunrise could have been like its own movie.
I'm glad there's 2 more, or 1 more now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like when we're done with this, I'm gonna look back on this trilogy with a lot of love. I love these movies. Thank you for introducing them to my life. I still get to write the letterboxd reviews, but I will be doing that. But I mean, these are excellently written love stories, and they are so authentic when it comes to just the lives of people and how they change, how they grow, and how we infect each other. And I think I'll say this: I loved Sunrise for the spontaneous infatuation that people experience, and just how miraculously something great can happen to anybody.
Right.
But this one, it shows just how people grow in such a realistic and such a mindful and thought-provoking way. I think my favorite part of the movie is when she was talking about how she kind of lost her idealism lost her love of romanticism. Probably the best monologue in the whole thing. Not there's many, but
yeah.
A lot of competition. But there have been points in my life where I felt the same way. When I got into college, I mean, me writing songs was like my last hurrah. I didn't think I'd have another chance. And I mean, obviously now with hindsight, that was complete bullshit, thankfully. But it's just you never know.
Right.
And with the way Celine and I kind of are, I mean, we're just very intensely emotional human beings, and you can't help but just kind of get these strong reactions. And God, just Joey Dunphy played it excellently, beautifully written, beautifully played.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one thing I never saw coming. Fuck y'all assholes long enough. Alright, come on, 2027. This fucking point.
That's crazy.
Swear another pope is gonna die.
We don't even have a pope.
Well, I'm excited for it. I mean, I can tell that's
it looks fucking gorgeous.
I mean, it's using the same engine as Red Dead 2.
I know.
So
And it said at the end that it was running on a PS5.
I think there's still better hardware than that, but that's the way it is.
And it's also funny that just like GTA 5, it said it did not list a PC version, meaning it will probably be a year later.
Whatever, I'll just get on my console. It's whatever.
I don't have a PS5, and I'm not buying a PS5 just to play GTA 6.
There's more than one console out there.
I'm not buying an Xbox either.
But alright, it's before midnight.
Before midnight, the finale.
Oh shit, it's the sun.
Skype is dead.
I had my first video dates on that. That was weird. I do appreciate the hair exchange, Hawk. Thank you.
I don't care that much.
So much that's how I felt about soccer.
You did soccer?
I did sports as a kid.
Really?
I hated it.
Did you only do soccer?
I did baseball.
I almost did baseball when I was in elementary school. I did karate for a year, and I hated it.
I would wait for karate. I would have loved to do that.
I got to orange belt before I quit.
So this movie is all about reality, huh?
We're in the reality zone. That kid is going to the airport by himself. Is that a thing? Do kids do that?
Hey, look, 2013 was the same year Pacific Rim came out. It was just a cooler year.
It was the same year GTA 5 came out.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. It's nice music.
There wasn't really music in the other two.
Not really, so
this is different. We're already being different.
I think your daughter's dead back there. I don't think she's breathing.
Saying goodbye to Hank sucked.
Who the hell's Hank?
The kid.
Oh, wait, his name's Hank?
What a name for a kid.
The chemistry is still there.
Yeah. They do kind of feel like a married couple. Who's Patrick?
It's fucking Starfish, what are you talking about?
What if the fourth movie is they both commit suicide?
How do you know they don't do it in this one? From the way he's talking, it sounds like he wants to drive this car off a cliff.
Jesse, I'm not moving to Chicago.
Chicago reference?
Where'd that come from? Huh? Just thinking out loud.
Throw the themes back.
It's interesting that they decided to put in a score. The previous movies were very quiet.
It's funny how these movies got more meta as they came along.
Yeah. It's also interesting how multilingual they've come along, too.
He still has the story telling quirk of the first two, but I kind of wish he was talking to Celine about this. But then again,
Yeah, who are these two people? Who are these people?
man, that really is water.
It sure is water. It's one of the oceans. Even though it's really just one ocean that we just name it different things. What do you mean what do you mean one is called the Atlantic and the Ocean and the other is the Pacific Ocean? It's all one ocean. There's no line in between them.
Oval. That's such a funny word.
It really is.
It sounds like a circle, but like
But
if
not.
it had like brain damage.
And then she had to fly back to Paris a couple of days later.
Paris.
Paris. What is
I hate the French
that?
even more.
She was there when
Lore.
Lore of people that I've never met before. That is kind of what happens though when you hang out with like other couples, I guess.
She looks vaguely familiar, but I've never seen her before. Okay.
They keep going back to the same topic.
I mean, to be fair, I know why.
Just become swingers. Just do it.
It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I will say, I am not connecting with this as much as the other two.
I'm viewing this scene as a lot of foreshadowing. I mean, they all have chemistry. It's a really great, like, balanced conversation. It's,
Yeah.
At the same time, I kind of wish it was, again, Celine and Jesse doing it.
I care about those two. I don't care about these people.
Peek!
We're back.
Finally, only took.
So
How long did they take? How long did they take?
47 minutes. It took 47 minutes for this to finally happen.
Us walking, having a conversation.
Again,
It
men.
took so long. Because they start winking towards the camera saying, yup, this is definitely going to end well.
If she wanted to get laid, she better have.
I just can't stop talking about it.
They do talk about sex a lot.
It's like we're walking in circles.
Like, I feel like they talk about sex more than the average couple.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
That's the comfort
Oh,
zone.
that's a beautiful shot. Oh my god. I still don't know about the music.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but it's like, it just feels weird that we have two movies that don't really use music, and then now we are using music.
I like how the best part of the movie started once they abandoned their daughters.
That's so true. Are we getting nudity in this movie? Holy shit.
Oh, we do.
Wow, that's different.
You know, I don't think we're gonna get in this movie, but I kind of wish we could see more of Celine's like guitar skills and like her music.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
I didn't mean anything.
Oh, they're ruining it. Fuck.
Oh boy.
You know what, sweetie? When are we moving to Chicago? No, I
Stop
wanna make
saying
sure
Chicago
we
like
find a
that.
nice house.
Chicago.
Stop it.
The compromises. I mean, it should be.
dramatic, okay?
Oh no, that's not something you should ever say
Don't
to your wife.
ever say that to anybody.
I mean, you are the fucking mayor of Crazy Town.
Oh my god.
Ethan.
Why do you make everything so difficult?
Oh my god.
This guy.
Do you ever listen to
Oh my
yourself?
god.
Ruin your perfect little narrative of oppression with the truth, but I am the one who's
Uh-oh.
at home every day.
Ugh.
It's not bad to want your wife to have like a better work-life balance, but like at the same time, you gotta
You know what? I'm at home
contribute
every
to that
night,
balance
and I
yourself.
make dinner,
Right.
I give
Because if you're in a
back,
family,
then
come on,
there's
you
no
got more
something
responsibility.
there, tour,
When I was a kid, my
okay,
father
you
like
get inspired,
actively like
you keep on writing.
dropped myself and my sister off to and from school, took us to play dates, took us basically everywhere, even shopping.
You
Like
remember? I used to sing and play
when my mom
guitar
came
and
to break
write
from work.
songs.
Like you just talk through this shit out, you don't explode.
Secondly, I wish you would find the time. You somehow managed to find the time to complain about
You gotta help her get it though, man.
You can't just say it.
Yep, that's what you get.
Yeah.
But if what you want is like a laundry list of all the things about you that piss me off, I could give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Book number one.
No, that's not.
You're
No,
fucking-
no,
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 Alright?
no.
no. Oh no, we were kind of like healing a little bit, and now we just took 80 steps back.
I know the way that your fucking French ass works, and I guarantee that you at least
No.
love that guy. But I also know that you
Oh.
love
Come
right?
on.
Oh no, no.
Stop.
You were lucky she even came back, dude. And now you fucked up again.
How do you fuck it up twice?
Granted, I've never been in this
What's going on here?
Just say you're sorry. Just slow yourself. Oh,
Oh, okay.
that was a really good scene.
Sunset and sunrise are still better.
The best looking woman in this place.
What is he doing?
I don't mind the strategy. It's just you gotta lead it back in some accountability at some point. I think I know what he's doing though.
I get what he's doing, but it's like such a weird strategy.
But I mean, oh my.
Ugh.
like, granted, your gimmick was kind of a little risky, but God, there's so many things I wish he would just fucking say.
What about this time machine?
Is that it?
Richard.
All right.
Hey, so I honestly thought it would have ended a lot more conclusively.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know you said Sunset felt abrupt. This felt pretty abrupt. Like, I feel like she kind of caved a little quick.
Kind of. I mean, like, I feel like what I wanted to hear him say was some of the lines of like the fact that she and the daughters are the most real things that ever happened to him. Like, he's a man who likes to write a lot of stories, but the fact that they're real means that they're the most important people in his life. At the same time, I really wish you could hear him say that just his son is his responsibility. He just needs help with it. It's not her fault that he had another fucking kid.
No,
It's not, and he didn't really. His character did a horrible job, like, kind of reassuring her that nothing even tried.
Well, he doesn't do a good job explaining himself either.
No, he doesn't. He's a writer, so like you think he'd be better at it. He's a writer.
He's a fucking writer. He should be able to.
The most clear communicators I've ever met have been people who work in the arts or writing.
Right.
Just one of those two areas. Yeah, sure. They left a lot of things hanging by this ending here, and God, I mean,
Is it a conclusive way to end the trilogy, though?
I think the fact that their last line of it being like one of the craziest nights of their lives are gonna. It's kind of like a little reassuring thing, like maybe they can figure it out. I think I'm ready to say that. I mean, with that ending in mind, I was expecting something different.
And Amy is the one who the movie is the whole series is based off of.
That's sweet.
Because by this time, that's when Linklater found out. I do. I was gonna say I do like this movie. Like, I think I like it a little more than I did the first time I saw it. But first of all, that like the first like 40 minutes of it is like
A little slow.
You really gotta like lock the fuck into that. Yeah. I'm also just not a fan. The music. I'm not a fan of that. Like, it's consistent for the past two movies that there's very little music throughout. Like, maybe a couple diegetic types of music, but and then we got to this movie and it's like we have like an actual like score. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, this whole trilogy. I mean, the first two are so in the moment, so like in the scene and in the setting, that this one the soundtrack does kind of conflict that. I want to say that Before Sunset is my second favorite now, because this ending didn't feel as conclusive as I hoped. Also because here's the thing about me. The reason why I liked it initially a little more than Sunset was because the argument itself felt realistic. I liked that they were going into territory with the characters that was, for one thing, hinted in the first one, with the conflicts about religion, things about faith, about dreams, you know?
Yeah.
I like that they were bringing that back, but I was expecting them to kind of wrap it up in a better way.
Yeah, I love that scene. Like, that is the best scene of the movie. Hell, it could be the best scene of the whole trilogy. But the way they wrap it up, it's just like, I don't know if Linklater was kind of planning on doing a fourth movie, and that would kind of tie things up, and then because they're not doing it, it just kind of leaves it like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it feels so weird to me, the ending.
I do like that they have like the last scene of this trilogy mirror like one of the scenes in the first.
Yeah, that's a cool touch.
But at the same time, the actual content of the scene isn't totally sufficient. But I think I'm gonna give this I'll give it like an 8.5.
I was gonna say an 8. I think.
Yeah. I also kind of thought the kids. I mean, the kids are a very big part of it. Man, it's like one scene for the son and like a scene for the daughters.
Yeah, I mean, they're a big part of it thematically. They're not.
They are.
Not in terms of their actual presence. Like, I think maybe they could have maybe spent more time with the son, because I think his story's a little more like part of it and is entangled into this argument.
Yeah, because he's literally stuck in
America, a worse nightmare.
Yeah, and his parents are. I mean, he's a kid with divorced parents. I mean, that's such a it's a hard reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God, I mean, it's that type of environment. Like, I mean, that damages a child. You know?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, man, I feel like not only if Hawk would have just made it known that he wasn't blaming if Celine for the whole thing, but if if he talked about just, the types of paths kids like Hank could probably get. Hank, what a fucking weird name for a kid. Hanky, but bringing up like the types of pathways that kids of divorced parents kind of go down, like he was just ended up being so hostile towards her, and it just hurts to see. But regardless, I mean, still a really good movie. It's just
it's good. I can't see myself ever really watching it again.
That's the thing. Me neither.
It's kind of it is kind of the black sheep of the trilogy.
Yeah,
because it's a pretty stark difference between the other two.
And again, for like before we saw the ending, I actually liked it a lot for that.
Yeah, like there's a good, like, I'm kind of like, if it was just the same thing, it would be kind of boring.